Good to see everybody here. This is our meeting on July 5th. Did y'all have a nice 4th of July? What did you do for it? Type into the chat what you did for the 4th of July. We had a great 4th. We had some friends over. We got a lot of stuff done around the yard. We were very appreciative of the people who lit the fireworks the night before the 4th instead of last night. Last night it got late and it got loud. Just relax, that's good. Making PowerPoints, yay. Aw, your own little cookout, that's really sweet. Nice. Anybody else do anything special for it? I know Jamie did something fun last week, not really for the 4th, but type into the chat, Jamie, what did you do?
I gotta find the chat box, sorry. I'm watering the lawn.
Well, you can tell us if you'd like.
I rode my bike across Michigan, 250 miles in 6 days.
Is that not cool?
Carrie's done it, so she knows what it's like.
I've done it once. How many times have you done it now? Wow. Very nice. Very impressive. Cool.
Anyone can join us next year.
Yeah, come on up to Michigan and ride across with us. Okay, well, I'm going to open in a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the summertime. We thank you for relaxation and for every good gift that you give us, Lord. We thank you so much for time to plan and time with our families, and we just pray that you will help us enjoy that. In your name we pray, amen. Okay, so I have several things to go over, and these are kind of important things. Good morning, or good afternoon, Joanna. Good to see you. So I'm going to start my screen share of my PowerPoint, and we're going to kind of flip back and forth to several different things. I just want to give you some updates. You can leave your camera on or off. It's up to you, however you want to do it. And hopefully everybody should be able to see this. Yes? See the staff meeting? Very good. Okay, so a couple of things today that we need to discuss. We need to discuss, first of all, I want to give you access to as many resources as I can. So I want to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you where to find help in Zoom. I'm going to show you your PowerSource account, which you probably have gotten an invite for. I'm going to show you how to set up your gradebooks, because there are some really kind of different things when we go through setting up the gradebooks. So before I do that, let me go ahead here. I don't know if Michelle's in here yet. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. I don't think Michelle is here, but I did want to show you that she did a wonderful training on Wonder Maps and how to use it in your classroom. And you can find it under this miscellaneous training tab. It's great. It's about a half an hour long. She gives you a lot of hints on what you can do to use Wonder Maps in your classroom, especially if you have a history or a geography or any kind of social science class. Lots of great resources there. Okay, hang on a second here. All right, let me stop my share for just a second and share my screen. And this is where I'm going to show you where all the resources are for Zoom. You have probably played with this. Let me know if you have. This one's the PowerSchool. Let me pull up the Zoom first and tell me when you can see it. Yes? Good. Okay, so with a Zoom, I don't know if you know this, but there is some free training that's available to you. And if you go to this upper right-hand corner where it has frequently asked questions, I've done a couple of the training seminars. Here are some of the frequently asked questions. And you can actually type in several different things here. Like if you want to do breakout rooms and find out how to manage video breakout rooms, you can pull that up. There's a free little video tutorial. Now what I'm talking about is down here, there are weekly Zoom meetings.
It's frozen.
You can't see it?
No. It's
Did you?
just like it's like a diagonal across our screens.
Okay, hang on. Let me load it again. Let's see. Try that. Yes. I'm going to open the chat back up so I can see too what you're saying.
Yep, we can see it.
Good. Very nice. Okay, so the frequently asked questions section was in the upper right hand corner. It'll take you to this section and it gives you all kinds of different little training tips. And then down here is the free training, and these are usually 45 minutes to an hour. You can sign up for the free tutorials. There are usually other participants. It gives you a chance to ask questions, and you can also type in different topics here. This is what I did before. I don't know if you saw this, but you can type in breakout rooms, and it'll pull out different training topics that have to do with breakout rooms. So I just wanted to let you know that that was there. There are all kinds of different resources that you can use. I've even done like a Zoom tutorial on YouTube. There are several out there, but this one is probably the best resource as far as getting straightforward information to use for your classroom. Okay, let me close this one and open the Power Teacher because I'm going to show you how to set up your gradebook. Somebody emailed me, hang on a second here. Somebody emailed me and said, where did our gradebooks go? Remember, I think that actually your gradebook was visible for just a little while with your learning account, but your actual gradebook is going to be in PowerSchool. So just to back up a little bit, we have the Power School, we have that is what Genius used to be. We have Learning, which is what Haiku used to be. So we kind of have to keep these separate when we're thinking of this. The odd thing is that all of the setting up for the gradebook you're going to be doing in PowerSchool, and all of the creating assignments and assessments you're going to be doing in Learning. So this is what it's going to look like when you set up your gradebook. So I created a sample class for you to see. Can everybody see that? Good. Nod if you can. Okay, good. I created a sample class. You're going to pull it up here. And so this is where you're going to set up your categories and your category weighting. So the cool thing, wait till I show you this, is going to be, so you pull up the grading, and it's going to let you set up all of your different categories, and you can color code them, you can change the orders on them, you can edit them. There are some that are default. You can use these or not use these. Totally choose, like, yes, I have a test category, I want to use that. No, I do not. If you don't, click Edit, click Inactive, click Save, and it will no longer be active and it'll no longer show that up here. And I need to pick my class. I'm going to make that for the sample class. And I'm going to click Save. And it looks like it's missing a required field. And so it's not picking that for some reason. There it is. And you can pick when to publish your assignments and so forth. So once you have that set up, you can actually pick and choose what's going to be at the top. You can move them up and down. You can change the color. I know a lot of you guys like color. You can make them active or inactive, and you can add categories here. Once you do that, you're going to go into the Settings tab. Click Traditional Grade Calculations. And one of these is for the semester. One of these is for the full year. You're going to pick the full year, and you're going to edit it. And here is where you can change your points and your weighting. So you can pick your category weighting. You can choose how much you want that to be of your final grade, and you can add and take away so that it equals 100%. Now, look at this. You guys see this? Is this not awesome? You can drop the lowest score by category. So you can drop 1 low score, you can drop 2 low scores. Let's say you have 20 million weekly assignments and you want to drop 2. You can choose here what you're going to do, and it automatically calculates it for you. So hang on a second, and I'm going to stop my share. All right, and open the chat back up. What do you think? Any questions? Isn't that great? I love, love, love that you can do that. Yeah, you pick full year even from semester, even if you have semester classes. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. You don't. If you have a full year class, you pick full year. Don't pick it at the semester level because that breaks it down one more time. Is there anything that we should do that is standard? No. As independent contractors, you can pick and choose. I will tell you that parents are used to being able to drop their lowest score, but that is completely and totally up to you. So you may say, I want to drop the lowest test score, but I don't want to drop the lowest paper score. Completely up to you. How about for self-paced classes? Christine, we can talk about that, but I probably wouldn't drop any scores for the self-paced classes since they're missing kind of a bigger component there. Oh, for the categories and or weighting? No, that's up to you too, Jamie. Totally up to you. If you want to contact me, we can talk through some of that. You know, like if you're stuck on what you, how you want to make them weighted, that's up to you. Okay, so can everybody see that? Not if you can. Jen Totaro had a great idea to actually have an art club, and her art club idea was, you know, parents could have their kids join this art club, kids could share their work. She wanted it to be low cost. She wanted it to be available for everybody. So we ran it by the people with the academy who are in charge of everything. They said, yes, this is a great idea. They also said that someone does not need to be a part of Bright Ideas, the academy, yet to become part of the club. So they would apply, they would pay the registration fee, and then that $50 per semester would go directly to you. So if you have ideas on what a great club would be, I know Jen's going to do the art club. If you have other ideas, please let me know, because I think that this could be a great opportunity to bring people in, to get them used to you as a teacher, and therefore up the enrollments for your classes. Okay, I'm curious, how many people do a flipped class? Do you guys do a flipped class? Do you do a partially flipped class? Like, I know some of you started a couple of years ago doing this, where that you would go over tests and quizzes in a recording so that you weren't taking up a lot of class time to do this, or some instruction. So I'd like you guys to think about this and to consider it. I was reading an article the other day, and the writer of the article was saying he thinks that before the next 10 years is up, most of education will be automated. What do you guys think of that? That it'll be a computer who can talk back, and that they would be responsive. Do you agree or disagree? And that a teacher wouldn't actually be needed. They are doing some of it in our public school. I know they're not totally getting rid of teachers. What do you think that the advantage would be to having a face-to-face teacher? Somebody face-to-face. Definitely individual attention, definitely motivation. And if you think back to when you took college classes, or even when you took high school classes, what is the main thing that's changed? The main thing that's changed is technology, right? I think back to my college classes, they don't seem like they were that long ago, but I actually had to go to a writing lab to use a computer. We didn't have a computer at home. So a lot of those things have changed. A typewriter. I think I got a typewriter for graduation. That was my graduation gift. Yeah, so technology is huge and it's still advancing, but there's still a major component that has to do with interaction with you. And so what the flipped classroom idea does is it provides more interaction with the teacher for things that can be interactive. So review, questions, games, different things like this that can emphasize a point. And I don't mean just getting together to be social, even though the social component is part of it. I mean, where we're looking for those flipped opportunities to meet a student's need so that they will look for that interaction with the teacher and so that it will be a positive benefit. So here are some ideas that you can do. You can have a scavenger hunt on your learning page where they're finding different things on your syllabus. These are all things where instead of saying, here's the syllabus, week 1, here is what my late policy is, they're actually looking for things and they're finding it, and it becomes more active for them. You can create a theme and a wiki for your course. So let's say you have American history and you come up with some kind of theme that has to do for American history, and you create a wiki class page for this theme. And any student who now finds anything relating to this theme, a news article, an internet article, anything related at all, can post on that wiki project, and they can see each other's, and there can be some incentive for posting these things. You can share them in class. A low point, some kind of low point assignment at the very beginning of the semester where students can say, you know, here's how I think I learn best. Here's what I would like to get out of the course. Here are the different topics that I would like to see covered. And here's how I want to get from point A to point B. Anything that you can do to make them an active part of the learning process. And so we're going to be talking about this in these meetings. I think that, yeah, these are, no, well, I mean, I would not use the learning. I was thinking beforehand. These are outside of class, but they are still flipped ideas because they make the student more interactive rather than you just telling them all of the information. Does that make sense? So the next, we are going to talk about how to do that in class, and a lot of it has to do with reviewing your assignments each week and finding out where the problem areas lie and where review is needed. Have you guys used any of these flipped classroom ideas with success? Are there other things that you've done that students have really seemed to enjoy? What do you think? Any ideas? Anything to just make it so that you're not talking for an hour and a half, because that's a long time to talk. People are going over to Facebook, or your students come on camera a lot. That's awesome. Having your students come on camera is huge because that is not something that they could get from a computer. What else? Other ideas? Well, will you guys be thinking of that, how you can implement some of these flipped ideas? End of the year presentations, any kind of student presentation, year-end projects, absolutely. Yeah, so be thinking about that for next time. I want to really make this our focus for our meetings during the fall, is how we can use some of these different interactive flipped ideas so that we're not just talking, and you guys are really good at that already. Good. Nice. Very good. Using the chat is a big thing, especially if you make sure and answer those topics in chat. Jen, do you want to come on and to explain what Kahoot is? Kahoot is great.
Okay, so I'm sitting here in Barnes & Noble. It's a little loud here, but this is the only way I can get to church on time for youth group and be at this meeting. So Kahoot it's kahoot.it. Make sure that you very clearly give them a link to that, because there are specific links that deal with Kahoot that you do not want your students at. So it is it's a game site that you can go on and find. I've only actually used certain ones where it's kind of a multiple choice game. They have a whole variety of them, and I've used them with my literature classes where a particular book, I can often find, like we did the Mouse and the Motorcycle, and as I started to create that, I searched it, and there were like 18 quizzes already even on there that people had done. So there's a lot of for literature opportunity to. It's just a fun way to review and who actually read the book, and just understanding of that. So there's everything from science to math to literature and things. So the kids love it. It's kind of like Jeopardy, and everyone plays on their own screen, so that you don't have to try to figure out who answered first or keep track of it. It completely keeps track of that. It gives you points. It ranks them all by speed, by correct answer, and the kids love it. Even if it's a 10-question one that takes, well, it always takes longer to get there and get everyone on the right page than it does to actually do the quiz. But it's just a fun way for them to compete and to just for you to assess the information a little bit, or at least keep them on their toes so that they know you're checking. You can actually record the actual scores just for what it's worth and have that sent to you if you wanted to. It does say that you're going to need a game pin. Once you create a game, you as the teacher will give them a game pin. So you want to create an account as a teacher, and then go in there and you can create your own quizzes, and you can also access any of the ones that are in there. So they're also editable. Anyway, they're editable, that if you find one that you want to go through. I found some for art that were amazing, that someone had already created on the elements of art, but there were certain art pieces I didn't feel appropriate for my particular class, and I could just edit those questions out and kind of replace them with my own stuff or delete them. So it's a super site. It's for resources. And there are a couple of others too that people have mentioned to me that I have to check out. I'll try to get those up on the group page so that people who might not be familiar with it. But the kids love it, and it's a great incentive of, hey, if we get through everything in time, we can do this at the end of class, which for middle schoolers is huge. It does keep them focused. They really want that time, or they come back from break on time. So it's a great option that's there. Yes, Melissa, probably is kahoot.com for your own account. Yeah. And you give them the pin, and they can do it. It's easier for them if they do it on a separate screen. So if they have an iPad, if they have a phone that they can do it on while they're looking at your screen, because all they're going to see on their device are 4 buttons to choose from for their answers. They have to see the screen that you're presenting, so everyone sees the question at the same time. But if you play around with it, or if someone wants a chance to try it out, I'm happy to jump on at some point with people and go through a game I have or something and see what it's like. But I've heard it's tons of fun for the high schoolers too. So
I can vouch for that. My girls are in a high school history class, or were in the high school history class last semester, and they loved it. So the teacher would say at break time, when you come back, make sure and have your devices. We're going to do Kahoot. And it was great. Very nice. Any other ideas before we go on? All of these things you can kind of check out.
I'd say for people who are not used to Zoom, I find it incredibly easier to have kids on the camera answering questions on mic than it was in Adobe. So play with that a little bit, because there's a lot of flexibility and the kids love to get involved in the discussion. You have to kind of set the guidelines, because you'll have the same few who, just like you would in a classroom, want to jump in and answer or interrupt you constantly. But it's a lot easier, and it really involves them in getting to know each other tremendously more and being comfortable speaking and answering. It's not just some words on a screen with a name. There's a face and a voice that goes with it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Thanks, Jen. Okay, so we have come up with an incentive plan again. So you guys remember the incentive plan that we had at Landry Academy if you were with us. This is a little bit different. It is not entirely based on all of the things that you just are supposed to do that you're doing, but extra things as well. So this is if you are a person who, somebody says, we need a blog post, you say, consider it done. And you send it in, and that kind of goes above and beyond because that's really not even part of what your teaching is. So what we're going to do is over the course of the semester, we're going to have several of these different opportunities for you to participate in this. I have a page done. I just wanted to wait and announce it here before I published it. But basically, if you get a certain number of points over the course of the semester, you will in December it's kind of like extra credit. A $25 Amazon gift card, your name will be put into a drawing. In December, it'll be for a $100 gift card. And then things change a little bit for the spring semester. There won't be a $25 gift card for everybody, but there will be a $100, $250, and $500 drawing for those people who earn points. So all of the information is on Haiku. As soon as I'm done here, I'll publish the page and you'll be able to see all of the different details. Are you guys people that are like, consider it done? I know you are. All of you are. It's awesome. And remember too, that there are only like 30 of you. So your chances are pretty good, better than if you, had 100 teachers. Okay, have you had a chance to play with the badges yet? Okay, I'm just going to show you where this is. If you go into Learning, hang on a minute, I'm going to stop my share and pull it up. There are a lot of different things that you can do with the badges in Learning, so hang on. Has anybody done it? You can create your own badges. They have badges for you. It's pretty amazing. So hang on here. I'm trying to do it through Safari because I had has anybody else had any problems today with Chrome? I did have some problems with Chrome earlier. But the badges are a really cool way to reward your kids. Also, I'm giving badges just in case you wondered. And these badges have to do with even attending your training like this live. So if you attend live, you get a badge. So let me know when you can see this. Everybody see it? I'm going to pull up our page in our teacher class. And I just want to show you how much fun this is. So if you go to the Manage Class, you click on Edit Badges. And this is a badge that we have created for our teacher class. Did you attend a training or meeting live? You get a badge. Now, the cool thing is that you can play all around with making your own badge. You can look at the PowerSchool Learning badges. The kids love these. They love to collect them. All kinds of different things that you can do, and we can come up with school badges, which we don't have yet. This is just the badge for attending live meeting attendance. Now you can say, oh, yep, I see that she played around with this a couple different times and I need to go through and I need to delete one. They're very easy to delete. They're very easy to create. You can pick colors. You can pick how you want to award credit. Once you have a badge created, all you need to do is go into your roster. Hover above this Jamie Anderson. Jamie, I'm going to give you a badge for coming today. And she's now got a badge. It's that easy, and it's quite a bit of fun. And look how excited it made Jamie Anderson. Have you tried it before? Anybody in here tried it? Anybody in here excited to try it? You can change colors, you can change shapes, you can award it for anything that you want, which is pretty cool. You can always remove your badges as well. Hang on just a second. I'm going to open the PowerPoint back up. Any questions about that? I would just encourage you to just go in there and play with it. They will show up for other students to see, which is kind of cool. Okay, so here are a couple of links. If you went to the training last week for learning, this was our first training, and we do have another training tomorrow night, but if you went, you will see that there were a couple of different things that you could do that would make things easier or let you share or use what teachers have already set up. And these last bottom two are links that she shared. Also, if you do a Google search based on PowerSchool Learning, the grade level that you're teaching, and then the topic that you're teaching, the subject that you're teaching, there is a lot that comes up even in a Google search, and you can play around with the different things that are available to you that way. But I did want to let you know that those are resources. Tomorrow's learning training is from 6 to 8 again Eastern time. Now this is going to be really good because it has to do with a more advanced level training. Guess what? I just heard back from the presenter. You know how hard it was last time? If you went to the training last week, one, we couldn't record it because people were on their phones, and two, it was a little bit difficult to hear and do everything. Well, I just heard back from the lady, and she's willing to do the training from this teacher Zoom room, that my classroom. So it'll be done in Zoom. We can record it, and she'll just share her screen and talk like she would normally. So I think that's really cool. If you can be here live, you'll be doing things along with her as she suggests them, which makes it, you're kind of like killing birds. You're setting up your things as you're watching the training, and so you're getting two things done at once. So it's everything to do with e-portfolios, more to do with badges, assessments, Q&As, everything that you need to know about your gradebook and how it works to push into PowerSchool. Don't forget to market your classes, put out those advertisements, brag on yourself a little bit. If you have email from teachers or from parents, please use those. Then you're not bragging about yourself, you're bragging about what parents have said about you. We do have a couple of upcoming sales, and those are listed there. They'll be advertised in the next week or two. Probably week. I think the advertisement starts on the 12th for the first sale. And then if anybody knows of any Christian schools who are looking to do online classes, please refer them to us, because that is something that we can set up for them. And then you, as the teacher, can be asked to do an additional class based on your subject area, based on what the Christian schools are looking for. Okay, so I did want to talk about one more thing. And I do want to mention that we do need the blogs. But the other thing that I wanted to mention is that I've been in constant contact with Learning and with PowerSchool, because we've heard that from you guys that it's really quite clunky to log in or to get an email and then have to log in. You can't answer the email from your email. Does that make sense? You get an email from me with something that I've given you through our learning classroom, and you click on it and you can't see what it is and you can't answer it. You have to log in. So I've been going back and forth with them. Right now they're in the works. They're putting something together called the Unified Classroom, and the Unified Classroom should take care of that problem. And so it'll just be one thing rather than two separate things with one login. However, even though they're coming out with that this year, that's not something that is available. That communication piece is not available yet. And so I'm actually thinking, and we've had a lot of recommendation, everybody that I talk to says this is something that we're working on. You know, whenever there's a pilot program, there are always some big problems with it, and there are always some bugs that they're working out. So we're looking at doing that next year. And so I just wanted to let you know it's not something that, you know, Melissa and I talk about and we say, no, sorry, you'll have to log in again. This is actually something that can't be done yet because of the PowerSchool learning integration. And we know, and they know, that that communication piece is lacking, and they're working on it. So I just wanted to let you all know that we're hearing you. Okay. Any questions at all? We've covered quite a bit. Any questions? Writing a blog, consider it done. I love that.
Can I just add for that whole PowerSchool piece though?
Yeah, absolutely.
We had talked about even keeping like a browser window open on your phone so that you can stay logged in and just flip over to the like Safari or whatever your phone is and get to that information easily, if that's helpful.
I always stay logged in. And I'm assuming that it's a little bit harder for you guys to do that since you're in the summer. But I think once school starts, you'll probably be logged in every day at least once, correct? Good. Okay, good question, Amanda. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at numbers that third week of July, which is right around the 21st, 22nd, and I will be calling you to see whether or not classes will go or not go. There's also going to be a push for some of those lower enrollment classes, advertising-wise, so that we can get the word out there and hopefully boost those numbers as well. Not August 21st, July 21st. Yeah, that'd be bad if we waited till August. No, Rhiannon, but if you did send something to Jen, I can follow up and just make sure that she got it. Good. Was it the one that you wrote from before? No, because that one was really good too. Good. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a great week. I had next week and not this week. Okay, thank you. I hope y'all have a great week. And remember that the training tomorrow night is in this classroom, and I'll update the calendar. And have a good week if I don't see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Carrie, is there do you have a sample, like a sample blog, the one that you're looking for, or some similar to what you're